Alright, I think I figured it out. The sound is working. I can see it moving. We'll see. I guess I'll wait for some people to get on before I can tell. I need my testers on. Alright, I have no freaking clue what happened. Stupid. Somehow it kicked off a sound source without me doing it. Dumb stuff. If it can happen, it will happen to me. That's just how it works, guys. Jeez. Anyways, I'm still gonna be in a good mood. We're not gonna let that derail the situation. Let me set my phone up real quick, guys. That way I'm able to keep up with you guys and do the show at the same time. Alright, so we do have sound. That is freaking awesome. I am very happy about this. Wisconsin fan... Sorry. I know that was probably a loud pop. If you can, repost the links to the PayPal website, all that stuff. We'll start doing that on a regular basis. If y'all aren't familiar, you already know you can do super chats, but you can also donate to PayPal, and a lot of people don't realize with the super chats, still about 30-40% of that goes to YouTube. But if you donate to PayPal, then only like 3% of that goes to PayPal, like standard fees. So, yeah, YouTube doesn't get as much of that money. Once you start, and if any of you guys ever start a channel or decide to, now you'll know this stuff before you actually start. YouTube may seem like just an easy avenue to make money, but once you're capable of monetizing, they get more than their fair share. They're providing the platform, but the creator is doing all the research, writing the show, shooting, editing, promoting, pretty much everything. And then YouTube provides the platform, and yet they take almost 50%. Well, if you count the views, the content creator, Golden Blue Dude, only gets 0.08% of a penny per view. So, yeah, that's why I've been trying to start, and special thanks to Joey Foster. He got all that stuff set up for me. He's a great subscriber, and he knows his stuff. We got that set up because it's just, YouTube is just crazy as far as getting their share. They call it their fair share. I don't really think it's all that fair, but it is what it is. What are you going to do, fight them? I don't think so. So, yeah. There's some of the links. Patreon page. Remember, the perks that I have on right now, there will be more perks added to it. The highest level is the one that I'm pushing right now. You join the highest level. It's called the Champion. You'll get, right now I'm settled on one 15-minute phone call, talk about stuff that maybe I didn't cover on the video, or give me a video idea that I will put a gold and blue dude twist on it, and whenever you see the video, you will know that you had a direct impact on that video, and you will be entered into the ticket drawing to where you would go to a football game, college football game with gold and blue dude, and I would cover up to $100 of the ticket, because honestly, there's some games out there, and if you chose one of the more expensive games, it gets pricey. And so if you pick one of the more pricier, I'll cover $100 of your ticket. But you know, you can get a regular good game, and it'll be under $100 or right at. So, anyways. Bottom line is you'll get to go to a football game with Golden Blue Dude, and if your ticket's under $100, you're going for free. So there you go. And what me and Joey are going to do about that is, right now, because of the channel's not that big yet, so the region of what game I would be able to go to, I mean, it's pretty extensive, but it's like if you're an Oregon fan, I can't come to Eugene. That's just not doable. So the region area, off the top of my head, I would definitely say South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland. Hey, Cat, shut up. Shut up. You do this every time I'm on a live show. Stop it. Every time, guys. Maryland, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, I could do Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, maybe Arkansas, and Upper Florida. Probably not a Miami game. I can go to Florida, UCF, Florida State. Miami's a little far, but still, that's a little, that's a pretty good chunk. Citrus says, would you cover the Nebraska at Michigan State game? If you can get, I don't know, let me look at Nebraska's schedule real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Michigan State, that's up in East Lansing. That's a little far, but Northwestern would be doable. That's a home game. Sorry. All your road games are a little far away. Illinois, that first game at Illinois, September 28th. I could do that for sure. That's really probably the only one I could really do for Nebraska. But I could do Illinois. And the Illinois ticket would probably be, cheap. So I could do that first game. I could do Illinois. The only so here's a stipulation that me and Joey came up with. So you got to realize you can't do a contest if you're going to take a big loss, okay? So there are rules to it. Basically, be a member of the Patreon for 3 months, okay? So that covers any type of loss or whatever. It's $20 a month. And even if you want to, even whenever the game rolls around, we go to the game and you want to get off the Patreon, you don't want to continue paying the $20 a month, that's fine. You can unjoin once we watch the game. No problem. But joining, I'll even do the drawing live. I'll write your name, show it to you, put it in the hat, and guaranteed winner. And, with right now there's, I think there's only one. I'll have to go back and look. But right now, the numbers are so low that you'd probably be almost guaranteed to win anyways. I'd have to go back and check. Now, I will say this. If more people than expected join, I might actually lower that amount of time necessary for you to be a Patreon member. Because more people will be joining, and so the potential loss would be covered with a shorter amount of months. So it'll just be based on how many actually join the Patreon page. But right now we're going to set it at 3 months. So 3 months, we're looking at what? August 28th. So August 28th, July 28th. June 28th, May 28th. So get joined by the end of this month up until, the Illinois game, and you're covered. Good to go. And yes, I would go to the Illinois game. I think I can do Illinois. I know I can do Illinois. You got it. You got it. I would clear it out and everything. Let's see. Reese says, his mom said, hey, pal. Once you get to be an adult, you'll get adult perks. Don't be in too much of a hurry to grow up. I will say that. I know it might seem like rules are nuts right now, and you hate them, and you wish you were already grown up. Trust me, don't wish that. Because once you're grown up, you wish you could go back to childhood and relive some memories and have no worries and no responsibilities. Love my kids. Wouldn't trade them in for the world, but sometimes you wish you had, one day of that carefree life. It happens. So don't wish your life away. Enjoy your childhood is the moral of that story. All right, let's see who we got in the house. Wisconsin fan as usual. Reese, Joey, Jim's in the house. Anybody else? Citrus, yeah. I see you. Yeah, you're the one that asked me about Nebraska. Duh. Anybody else? Anybody else? I think I covered everybody in the chat. So today, and I'll say a reminder at the end of the show in case y'all want to be reminded or whatever. So here we go. Today I wanted to talk about two things. Number one, give y'all an update on the FBS Logo Brackets. But another thing is, let me find it real quick. Come on, you stupid thing. There we go. Where are they? Georgia. Georgia, guys. Georgia. Georgia has run out of excuses, guys. This is my opinion. If Georgia doesn't at least, and I mean bottom of the barrel, bare minimum, make the playoffs this year, Kirby Smart needs to be fired. Yep, he needs to be fired. Here's why. Think about these numbers, guys. So Georgia has 10 starters on their team that are 5 stars. 10 of them. Clemson has 6. 6. Alabama, I think they have 6 or 7. Ohio State's even lower. I think they have 4. Why does Georgia have more 5 stars but not making the playoffs? It's simple. The coach. And this year in particular, not only that 5-star stat, but all of that experience and talent. So I don't want to hear about the George Pickens injury. Like, yes, that was a blow. He was a great receiver. I agree with that. But you have way too much talent and way too much experience coming back. Not to mention, you went and grabbed West Virginia's best safety, Tyke Smith, for your defense. Because you nabbed our defensive backs coach. Because your defensive backs coach sucked rocks. So you yourself are eliminating the excuses. So this year, it is playoffs or bust for Georgia. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. There is no, well, there was injuries here or the ball just didn't bounce our way. No. You don't, there's no more excuses. No more excuses. I fully expect Georgia to make the playoffs. I do. If they don't, that is a terrible season. That is a bust. Kirby Smart needs to be fired. Georgia has way too much talent. Way too much talent. Georgia has more talent than Alabama and Clemson. Based on the star rating. The problem is they can't develop their players. And that boils down to the coaching. They have some of the best facilities in the nation. They have kids lined up wanting to play for Georgia. Atlanta and the state of Georgia is a hotbed for 5-star talent. And those kids grow up wanting to be a dog. And guess what? Most of the time, they end up being a dog. So you're in a hotbed. You have top 5 facilities, top 5 recruiting, 5 stars falling in your lap. You don't have to go out of your way at all. So there's no excuses, guys. None. I don't want to hear the George Pickens injury. I don't want to hear the Jermaine Burton, small tweak or whatever. There is no excuses. If Georgia doesn't get to the playoffs, Kirby Smart needs to be fired. Okay, so here's their schedule. First game right off the bat, Clemson. Oh, Clemson. Yeah, Clemson is a perennial powerhouse. Built from scratch, might I add. 10 years ago, if you would have said Clemson was a perennial powerhouse, you would have gotten laughed at. If you look at 2011, the year that West Virginia whooped Clemson, trust me, Clemson fans, this is not the time to brag about that. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is, in the year 2011, Clemson and West Virginia were eerily similar, very comparable programs in 2011. What happened? Clemson decided to invest money in Dabo Swinney, in their facilities, in their assistants, in Dabo Swinney's assistants. What happens? 6 straight playoff appearances, 2 national championships. That's the difference between where West Virginia is and where Clemson is. So Clemson is a homegrown, made from scratch success story. Georgia is falls in their lap year after year, most talent out of any school, dumpster fire. That's the best way. They thought it was Mark Richt. I thought it was Mark Richt. I did. They had me believing that. He's gone. Kirby Smart. Yes, they made the playoffs, but what happened? They had a double-digit lead against Alabama, and in the second half, they changed the way they called plays. They decided to sit on the ball in the second half. And what happens? Alabama comes back, sends it to overtime, beats them with a walk-off touchdown. Whenever it happened, I mean, I'm an empathetic person. Whenever it happened, like the moment I saw that, whenever I watched it unfold, I felt bad for Georgia fans. I still kind of do feel bad for Georgia fans, but at the same time, they're spoiled in the fact that they have all these resources. They have an unbelievable hotbed of talent, like right there. West Virginia has to go out of their way just to get 4-star, except for Wyatt Millam. Finally, West Virginia was able to get the best recruit in the state, which Holgerson said was impossible. But besides that, man, West Virginia, we go to Florida. Clemson had to go all the way to California to get DJ Uiagalelei. All the way to California. So, I mean, I try to differentiate, the fans' perspective and the coach's responsibility. So I still do feel bad for the fans, but at the same time, I'm like, man, they have so much over there. That coach, flushing it away. Yeah, I'll get the schedule. Thank you, Ray Finkelsaus. He says, start the goose. Yeah. I mean, what? There's no, you can't really describe Georgia other than doing nothing with everything. They're doing nothing with everything. They have a 10-win season last year. They come back and beat Cincinnati, so they end the year on a very good note. Thank you for that super chat, by the way, Ray. Thank you for supporting the channel. You've always been a good supporter. I appreciate that. But you have to build on that momentum. You can't just somehow, you're like, man, year after year we end up with 10-win seasons and we end the season good, but for some reason we can't get to the playoffs. What's going on there? You're not consistent. One year you let South Carolina beat you. What? And to be honest with you, I called that. Because the reason I called South Carolina beating Georgia that year is I'm like, okay, Kirby Smart can't handle pressure. What's the one game on there that looks like Georgia should win it, but they're capable of losing it? South Carolina. Yes, Georgia was a better team than South Carolina, by far, but it was almost like a gimme game, and South Carolina does have talent, and it was at home. Georgia actually plays pretty good on the road, but whenever they're in a situation to where it's almost a gimme game, and they're just automatically expected to win, and it's at home. That's not a good recipe for Georgia. They don't handle that well. I can't put my finger on it. That's the best way I can explain it. They have to figure it out. Because here's what's going to happen. If they don't figure it out, recruits are going to start seeing that. And that number of 5 stars is going to start going down, 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 down. And next thing you know, Georgia is in the land of mediocrity. Yeah, believe it or not, they're not in the land of mediocrity yet. They're not. They're still in the pretty good. But with all that talent, they should be elite. Not pretty good, elite. But if they keep messing around and keep giving Kirby, another chance, that talent pool is going to start to evaporate. Yeah, seriously. All right, so here's their schedule. Right off the bat, they're going to be tested by Clemson. Like I said, homegrown, made from scratch success. On paper, Georgia should win this game by 10 points. I'm being serious. On paper, Georgia should win this game by 10 points. But that's why they play the game. It's not done on paper. So, I think Georgia needs to win that first game. Number one, playoff hopes right off the bat. That would be a great resume builder. I mean, beating Clemson the first game, you might be a lock unless you do something stupid like, I don't know, get beat by South Carolina. Yeah, I see it on the schedule at home. It's possible. So we'll see what happens, though. But that's a play-in game right there. They have to win that. However, if they don't, there's still other chances. That other chance being win out and win the SEC. That's the only other chance. You lose to Clemson, you got to win out. If you beat Clemson, the good thing for Georgia, if you beat Clemson, that gives you some leeway. That would give you that, they slipped up and lost to somebody they shouldn't have. You can do that then. But if you don't beat Clemson, forget about it. You can't do that. So I really think that's a must-win game. You got UAB at home. That's a win, although UAB is better than you realize. I'm telling you. South Carolina at home. I got South Carolina finishing in third place in the SEC East. South Carolina has more talent than Kentucky, Florida, and Tennessee and Vanderbilt. They have more talent coming back than all 4 of those teams. And I think Shane Beamer will bring an explosive offense to South Carolina. What was Will Muschamp's big, shortcoming? Offense. Defensive genius. Offensively anemic. I don't know why South Carolina brought him to Columbia. I really don't. I mean, did you not see what he did at Florida? Why in the world did you bring him to Columbia? You got exactly what you paid for. You wasted money and you wasted years. This was a good hire. Good hire, South Carolina. So, a home game against South Carolina, who, I would say they're capable of beating Georgia, but I'm going to give Georgia the benefit of the doubt this year. I'm going to say they win that game. At Vanderbilt, I think Vanderbilt gets out of the basement, but they don't win enough games to get to a bowl. That should be a close win. Vanderbilt can lull you to sleep. They kind of remind me of Boston College. I'm thinking something like 28-17, 28-14, something like that. Home game for Arkansas. Georgia better get up for that game as well. Arkansas is on the rebound. Even though they only had 3 wins last year, Arkansas looked like a good team. But still, I'm going to give you a win. At Auburn, normally I would say this is a losable game, which I guess it sort of is, but only because it's on the road. Auburn is not going to be good in 2021. Bo Nix is turning out to be a bust. He holds the ball way, way too long. He's a talented quarterback, but he holds the ball way too long. If he would get rid of that ball and throw it away when he's supposed to, he could be a decent quarterback. Having said that, benefit of the doubt to Georgia. They have more talent. It is on the road, but I don't trust Bo Nix. I do trust JT Daniels. That's one thing that Georgia has going for them. I trust JT Daniels. I'd say Georgia wins by a touchdown. Home against Kentucky. Kentucky's going to take a step back. They won't make a bowl. I got them finishing fifth. No, sixth. Fifth or sixth. It's going to be between them and Vanderbilt. I got Tennessee dead last. Florida in Jacksonville. Georgia gets their revenge. Trust me. Bulldog fans, do not worry about that game. We saw what Florida did with one of their all-time best offensive teams in history. They still ended up with 3 losses in a 10-game season. Inexcusable. I know, the shoe throw, but guess what? That's lack of discipline, and that's part of the game. You can't do that. He loses 85-90% of that offensive production that he had last year. And that game against Oklahoma, that's your 2021 Florida Gators. It's not going to be good. I have Florida finishing fourth and barely making a bowl. I'm gonna give him the high road and say 7-5. But really, I'm leaning towards 6-6. That's where I'm leaning. But I'll go 7-5. It's a good thing Georgia gets Missouri at home. That's the game that I'm interested right there. Missouri at home. Missouri, I have them finishing second in the SEC. If this was a road game, I would say Georgia needs to be on upset alert. But I do think Georgia has more experience. Missouri's talent and experience is coming up a bit. It is. I expect Missouri to make a bowl. I'm going to say 8-4, outside chance of 9-3. I know that seems like a big gap between where I'm projecting Georgia, and that's with one loss to 4 losses. But, the SEC East will be down this year, so that'll be good for second place. Trust me. It's going to look like trash, guys. It's going to be one of those years you really can't explain. Then this game at Tennessee, that's going to be a blowout. Tennessee, 33 players entered the transfer portal. I don't even know what to say about that, guys. That's one of the biggest disasters I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen a bunch. So yeah, that'll be a blowout. Charleston Southern blowout at Georgia Tech. This game might actually be interesting. I'm not willing to predict the upset, but it wouldn't surprise me if Georgia Tech made it close. I think Georgia Tech gets to a bowl. Yeah, I think Georgia Tech will actually beat Pitt this year. And that's not just me trash talking Pitt because I'm a West Virginia fan. I really think that. I think Pitt will beat Tennessee. So it's not like I'm just predicting Pitt to not win or beat anybody. I just think Georgia Tech is going to take a big step forward and get to a bowl. Probably a lower end bowl. I'll say 6-6, something like that. But still, a bowl. That's a step ahead. We'll see what happens. So Georgia Tech could make that game interesting. And whenever Georgia plays them, I'm expecting Georgia Tech to be at like 6-5. So they'll actually be above 500 team whenever the game goes down. And then, of course, 6-6. So, yeah, I have them 11-1. So, yeah, the one loss, it really can't be Clemson because then you got to go undefeated. And that's too much pressure for Kirby Smart. He can't do that. It's not going to happen. You lose to Clemson, you're not going to the playoffs because you're not winning out, Georgia. So I'm going to give Georgia the benefit of the doubt and say they beat Clemson. I think Clemson will rebound and win the rest of their games, win the ACC, and that's how they get to the playoffs. Georgia, on the other hand, the way they get to the playoffs is beating Clemson. That's your resume builder. And so their potential losses, I know I've given them the benefit of the doubt in all of these, but I'm going to circle the Auburn game because weird things happen at Jordan-Hare, and it'll probably be a night game. Potential loss right there. And then your other potential loss is the home game against Missouri. That's the one I'm more focused on. I think that home game against Missouri is where Georgia will pick up their loss. That's where I'm leaning towards. But I think the Auburn game is a possibility. So that's where I'm going to go with this. I don't think Kirby Smart's a good enough coach to go undefeated no matter what, to be honest with you. And I think that one loss And honestly, if they get to the SEC championship and lose in a super close game to Alabama, I think that will be good enough to get to the playoffs because of how I see other teams finishing. I think Ohio State will finish probably 2 losses in the Big Ten. Wisconsin could end up being Big Ten champions, but with 2 losses. And I think a 2-loss SEC gets in over them. The Coastal is going to pretty much wipe itself out. I think North Carolina takes out Miami, possibly Notre Dame too. But I think they lose to Clemson and maybe North Carolina State at the end of the season, a rivalry game. So they'll go into the postseason with 2 losses in a row. I think a 2-loss Georgia team will beat that. I got Oklahoma getting in, Clemson rebounding, they're getting in. Alabama beating Georgia to get in, and then Georgia getting in as the first ever 2-loss team getting in. Yeah, first ever 2-loss team getting in. I know it's a long stretch, but yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go down. I think the Pac-12, that's the biggest mystery is the Pac-12. I mean, they haven't been to the playoffs in 4 years. Their brand is not very valuable right now. The playoff committee does not respect the Pac-12. The crazy thing is, USC was 1 game away from possibly crashing the party. Possibly. Still don't know if they would have gotten the nod over Notre Dame. I tend to think they would if they would have beaten Oregon convincingly. Unfortunately, the Pac-12 ended up with a 4-3 champion. Unbelievable. But and that's another reason why when they expand the playoffs, you can't have automatic bids because stupid stuff like that will happen. You're going to have conferences where an upset happens in the championship, and you're going to have a 3 or 4 loss team win the conference championship. Don't do automatic bids. Terrible idea. You're going to end up with a mess if you do that. Don't do it, guys. So, and I really hope they don't do it in steps. That's the thing that will drive me freaking nuts. I will get to where you're supposed to be. Don't take 20 steps to get there. It's driving me. They're like, okay, we'll find the right balance, so we'll take another little step, No. Just take the leap of faith right off the bat, and, it'll probably work. So I would say 10 teams. That needs to be your playoff format. Top two seeds get a bye. The other have that first round, and then, of course, the matchups would favor those top 2 seeds. You still have to award the top 2 finishers. You have to make that, alluring. Otherwise, you're going to be like, well, we're in, so we're going to take this game off because we know we're already in. Let's not risk anything. No, there's still something to play for. That number 1 spot, that number 2 spot, that bye week. You don't have to play that first weekend. And another great thing about that is only 1 extra set of games. If you do that, you're giving top 2 seeds a bye, and still only, 2. Sorry, that one, and then, but only 1 extra for the top 2 seeds. That's your reward for finishing the top. So there you go. It is what it is. But I think they will expand, and it'll probably be in like 25, 26. We'll see. I just don't know the number. I already did my playoffs video, did the numbers. The one scenario that I didn't run was the 8-team playoff. For some reason, I didn't think of that. I don't know why. But I did the 6, the 10, the 12, and the 16. And to be honest with you, most people actually like the 16 playoff. So, yeah, I would be okay for that. That would only be 2 extra games, I think. Yeah, 2 extra games. I mean, I think that's doable, especially if you if you pull back the regular season to 11 games, keep the conference championships, and then you have the extra playoff games, I think the general public, or just, be like the NFL and just keep the regular season and add those extra playoff games. I mean, come on. They want to be paid, They want to be paid, but at the same time, they don't want the one or two extra games. We're not professionals. We don't want to risk our injuries for when we are professional. Well, different states are signing into law to where you can get paid. Georgia did that. So, if you want to get paid, then you need to play like you're getting paid. I mean, I'm all for players getting paid for their likenesses and being able to get endorsement deals. I've been for that from the beginning. But if you're going to do that, then, you need to play like it too. So don't use that, I'm preparing for the NFL, so I want to skip one or two games, or one or two extra games is too much. No. When you get to the NFL, you're playing 16 weeks. 16. And then multiple playoff rounds. So this still isn't even close to that. So suck it up and get paid. Do your job. Okay? So Georgia, it's playoff or bust. It's playoff or bust this year. You got way too many 5 stars. People don't even realize you have more 5 stars than Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State. I know you play in the SEC, but so does Alabama, and they have less 5 stars than you do. And of course, the difference is coaching. But this year, you got to get it done, guys. You got to get it done. Let me look at the chat real quick, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I was pretty sure that Wisconsin fan was going to be happy about me predicting Wisconsin winning the Big Ten. I do think Wisconsin does win the Big Ten. They have a great defense coming back. Mertz, your quarterback, if he can be consistent, man, he could be a highlight reel. Vulcan Nation says, randomly found this channel. Also see there is a Pitt fan in here. Yep, and he's a subscriber too. Pretty hilarious. Me and him actually have a bet going on. I don't, maybe he explained my end of the bet, but I forget. Anyways, me and him are going to the Backyard Brawl in 22 and 23. I know if West Virginia wins, I think it was singing his alma mater. If West Virginia when West Virginia wins, he has to sing Country Roads with me, and if Pitt were to somehow pull something out of their rear end, I think I'm singing the Pitt alma mater or whatever, so I guess I would have to learn the words. I think that's what it is. He might have to remind me. Citrus says, I think a 16 playoff would be a good idea. That's still just taking a small step forward, and it's not going to be the answer. I'm telling you. Skip the small steps and get to the meat. Just get to the right answer right off the bat. Just that, and 4 teams was way too small of a start. Way too. I mean, just get to the right answer immediately. Stop. 30 years from now, they finally got it. We finally got the right amount of teams in the playoffs. No, just do it now. Jeez. 8 teams is too many for a Citrus, man. No, it's not. I promise you it's not. Even, what's the worst case scenario? Blowouts? Guess what? Past 2 or 3 national championships. Blowouts. Past 3. Alabama blew out Ohio State this past national championship. LSU blew out Clemson the year before. Clemson blew out Alabama the year before. Don't use the blowout excuse. Man, my nose is running. Hold on. Just started running for no reason. I don't know what happened. 8 teams is not too many. Six teams is not enough. 4 teams is a disaster. Jim says, I see no reason that the FBS can't play a 24 team playoff like the FCS already done. I'm good with that, but I just know it'll never happen. I actually agree with that. You're going to have much better matchups and closer games. The problem is the bowl contracts. You need to figure out a playoff system that can work with the bowl contracts. My solution is, number one, don't include bowls. Keep them separate. This rotation of Cotton Bowl, Peach Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl. Why? That's stupid. Reward the teams that don't get to the playoffs but still have a good season. That's still a reward. The playoffs is a separate reward, but not everybody makes the playoffs. So you keep those prestigious bowls in play outside of the playoffs, and it's still a reward for teams that don't quite make it. Joey says, I'm not for endorsement deals at all. Look, the college football is making billions, and not all college football players move on to the NFL. So I think it's fair to give everybody a shot at the piece of the pie. It doesn't have to be a big piece, but getting fined for every... Oh, he sold a jersey. No. It's stupid. Come on. Citrus says, I am with Josh Pate on the 4 and no more crowd. Well, it's not working. It's stupid, and I don't agree with that. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm saying a 14 playoff has been a disaster. Dumb. And I knew it would. Because you're guessing at who that fourth team should be. And I know they're still going to be guessing for those last few spots, in the 10. But there will be more good matchups. When you include more teams, then you have a bigger chance of better matchups. And that's what we want. I mean, the national champion is always going to be the national champion, right? I mean, if you're the best team in the nation, hello, you're still going to be the best team in the nation, right? So, how about we have some good games to go along with that, I mean, if Alabama is going to win the national championship, or Clemson or LSU or whoever is destined to win the national championship in that particular year, so be it. But let's have some good matchups on the way. I mean, that's my belief. Reese has some nasty things to say about Talkers Pit. I'll let them talk amongst themselves. Okay, so... let's see here, guys. Maybe I can... Let me see something here real quick. I'm going to go back to this real quick, alright? I'm going to shrink me down just a little bit more. I'm going to see if this is going to work. I'm going to bring me over here. And now let's go to here, alright? I promise I have a plan. I promise. Where do I want to go? Yeah, that's where I want to go. Alright, so, let's go to... Where's that video at? Videos. That's where I need to go. Duh, Chris, come on. Alright, so, yeah. I'm actually going to pause these or turn them down. How about that? That way you'll have, the reason I'm doing this is so you'll have a visual. Skip the ad. Skip that. And let's move up to this. Pause it right there. Alright, so there we are. I'm giving you the updates, and I know you probably already watched the video. So this is Region 1, guys. 130 team logo brackets. If you haven't already, after you watch the live show, go click on this video, literally, the video that I have up here, and go vote. So, Region 1, we have Washington State and East Carolina. I gave my pick, Washington State. I think they might have one of the top 4 logos. It wouldn't surprise me if they went to the championship game. We'll see what happens. But East Carolina, That's a pretty good logo, especially with the purple and yellow in it. I really like that. This bottom matchup, I think, is a little more lopsided, but we'll see with the voting. We'll see. I think Miami is a superior logo than Iowa State. I don't think Iowa State has a bad logo, but the U is the U, guys. I mean, you can literally do it with your hand. I mean, that's iconic. I think if you saw it at glance, anybody would pick out the Miami logo over Iowa State. All right, let's move on. Next region, Wisconsin, UAB. I think this could end up being a really, really good matchup. Really good matchup. I took Wisconsin. I just like the way that W looks wispy. It's block, but they got this. See the shadow drop behind it? I like the shadow drop on it and how it flows. But that dragon, dadgum, that dragon looks good. I like it. Very fierce. I like it. That might be a close one. Bottom. This one's a sneaky good one. I have Tulane. I think. Now, if you watch my uniform videos, I don't like Tulane's uniforms. They messed that up badly. But their actual logo looks really good. I like it better than Alabama. I know Alabama, the brand is better. People will probably like it better. I don't know, but Tulane. So you go back and watch the video, you can see how these teams ended up, or how these logos ended up where they're at. All right, moving on. Farther than that. All right. Well, what happened? There we go. Of course, my favorite region, Region 3, West Virginia, Texas. Right now, as of right now, West Virginia is blowing the doors off Texas. I wasn't expecting that. I think Texas has a really, really nice logo. I thought it was going to be close. I really did. But as of right now, West Virginia is knocking down their doors. We'll see how it turns out. They could do a big time comeback, but right now, West Virginia is blowing Texas out in that vote. And somebody super chatted West Virginia $5, so that was 5 extra votes. If you're not familiar with that, in my live shows, if you super chat a particular logo that's not been knocked out, how many ever dollars you super chat gets that many votes for that logo. So if you're let's say you're an Arkansas fan and you're like, I wanna make sure Arkansas has more votes. I'm gonna do a $5 super chat and just put Arkansas. That's 5 votes for Arkansas. And they are in the next matchup. Arkansas, UConn. I like Arkansas in this matchup. Easy. UConn has a good logo, but I think Arkansas's logo is underrated, to be honest with you. Underrated. And then the last, let's see. Here we go. Both of these matchups are pretty good. I think Baylor's is a little too basic to beat South Carolina. I don't love South Carolina's logo, but versus Baylor, I'll take the Gamecocks. This is the matchup, guys, right here. This is the epic matchup. I got Oregon State, but man, Boise State has a sharp-looking logo as well. Either one of those, like I said in the video, the loser of this battle right here, Oregon State and Boise State in my logo video, it's a shame that these two had to be matched up in the round of 32 because the loser of this will easily deserve to be in the Final Four. It's just how the regions got matched up. I took Oregon State, but like I said, that's a really good looking logo. I mean, look at this. Boise State took out Ohio State and then USC. That tells you how strong that logo is. Oregon State took out Notre Dame. That's pretty strong as well. So I can't wait to see the results of that battle. It's going to be a good one. Let me look at the other regions because some results are actually coming in on them too. I just haven't done the video, so I might give y'all a quick sneak peek. Let me just find it real quick. All right, here we go. Let me find the right video real quick, guys. Let's see. Let's see here. Is it that one? No, hold on. Let me go back to my channel. Patience. Patience. Y'all probably can actually navigate through my videos faster than I can, to be honest with you. Let's see. 5. That's, which one is that? That's gonna be 7 and 8. Let me find it real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Voting on the best. This might be it right here. Is that Illinois? Which one is that? Can't tell. Oh, that's the Charlotte. Where's Charlotte at? Give me 1 second, guys. It might be on this one, right? Dadgummit. Is it on the 4th? Where is Charlotte? Oh, that's the 3. Okay, so it's not going to be on that one. It should be on that one. That's the one I'm looking for. Alright, so we'll just have to skip the 5, though. Alright, so let's go to this one. And get through the stinking ads. Alright, here we go. So let's move this forward. What region is this? Is this 4? Hold on, guys. No, we've already done that. That's 3. That is 4. We want to go to 5. Okay, I think this is 5. Yes. Alright, so I'm going to pause it right here. Alright, so here's what the voting looks like. I haven't shut down the polls yet, guys. So if you haven't voted, vote on these. These are the ones that are still haven't been decided in the round of 32. Florida State is destroying Troy. Let me fast forward this to where the logos are actually present. No, I didn't go all the way. There we go. Let me stop it right there. Here we go. All right, so the matchup is going to be Florida State and Troy. This is a video past this. So Florida State and Troy. Florida State is destroying them. 16 votes to 5. So it looks like they're going to be in the finals. We'll see. Arizona State and Buffalo. Not very many. What? Wait a minute. I don't think I've counted the votes on these. Dadgummit, guys. What am I doing? I'm on the wrong video, I think. Yep, I'm on the wrong video. I wanted to cuss right there so bad. It's the 16th seed Florida State against the Troy. I'll count up the votes later. We'll just talk through it. 16th seed Florida State against the 5 seed Troy. Vote on that. I've got Florida State, of course. In this one, it's going to be the 6 seed Arizona against the 2 seed Buffalo. This is going to be a good one. I haven't done videos on these. That's what it is. Dadgummit. I've only done 1 through 4. Getting ahead of myself, guys. So this is your sneak preview on the videos coming out. It's going to be Florida State, Troy. I'm going to take Florida State in the video. And then it's going to be Arizona State and Buffalo. That's going to be a great matchup right there, guys. Great matchup. Great matchup. I like Arizona State. No. I like Buffalo. Since they already beat North Carolina, I'm going to take Buffalo. I know I had North Carolina in that, but I'm going to take Buffalo in that. So, yeah. So, your matchups are going to be Florida State, Troy, and Arizona State, Buffalo. And then I can go to this last video and we'll be done with this. Let's go back. Come on, Chris. You can do this. And I think it's going to be right. Probably this one. Yes. Here we go. This is all in one. This is where I did the 6, 7, and 8. So we'll knock this out real quick. Alright, here we go. Let's fast forward to where they're all out real quick. And then pause it. Alright, so in this matchup, Georgia Tech has made it all the way. It's going to be Georgia Tech and UCF. Sea-Dog, you're not going to like me on this one, but in that matchup, I'm going to actually take Central Florida. The crazy thing about this matchup is the logos are going to look very, very similar. Very similar. I know Georgia has the navy blue and UCF has the black, but at a glance, they look similar. I just like UCF's setup just a little bit better. Just a little bit better. That's going to be a close voting one. On the bottom half of this is going to be Army against Cincinnati. To me, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to take Cincinnati. I don't think... Honestly, with Army, I think Arkansas State should have beat Army. I think Michigan State should have beat Army. I'm going to keep rolling with it. I think Cincinnati should beat Army. I don't like the Army logo. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just nuts or whatever because they keep getting voted forward. But I got to take Cincinnati on that one. Region 7, moving forward. Wait till they're all filled out real quick. There we go. Pause it. It's going to be... This is going to be a good one, guys. San Jose and Missouri. San Jose State and Missouri. Oh, gosh. I'll probably take San Jose State, but that's going to be a good one. I wouldn't have a problem with either one of those. Those are top-tier logos. That one and that one. On the bottom, we have Kansas State and Tulsa. For me, no-brainer, Kansas State. I love the purple. I love that Wildcat. That's got a good silhouette to it. Then the last bracket. This is just a quick preview, guys. All right, I haven't done the videos yet. All right, so last region. Well, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the bottom. There's a reason. Coastal Carolina and Virginia. I'll probably take Coastal on this one. I haven't been a big fan of them. I had BYU. I like BYU better. I liked Oklahoma State's better. But on this one, I'm probably going to take Coastal. Now, top half of this bracket, okay, we got Memphis, but we have a deadlock between Iowa and Clemson. So what I'm doing right here, right now, the first person can be any amount. It can be 99 cents. It can be the cheapest super chat ever. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever amount. The first person that super chats either Iowa or Clemson breaks the tie. You break the tie. If you super chat Clemson, Clemson wins. If you super chat Iowa, Iowa wins. Doesn't have to be any particular amount because it's tied 7-7. First person to super chat either team, 99 cents. It can be the lowest. I'm just trying to break this tie by voting. I know I've flipped coins in the seedings and before, but I thought that would be the best way. You guys break the tie. First super chat, it can be 99 cents, whatever. Iowa or Clemson. Who has the best logo between Iowa and Clemson? Winner will take on Memphis. Let's see. Citrus wants somebody to super chat Iowa because he doesn't want Clemson winning everything. But I know I have some Clemson fans in here. Well, I don't know if they're in here, but I do have some Clemson subscribers that would beg to differ. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what preference I would have, actually. Both of those are really good logos. Really, really solid logos. I don't know. That was really close. That was really close. Really, really close. Uh, Joey says he likes the Army logo. I mean, the majority likes the Army logo. It is what it is. I don't know. So the question is, if somebody doesn't super chat, should I eliminate them both and just move Memphis on? That's the other conundrum. If nobody decides to super chat a team forward, should I just eliminate both of them? Hey, by the way, if you're not a fan of Clemson, you can, play devil's advocate. Even though you're not an Iowa fan, you can super chat Iowa. You can play it either way, and it doesn't have to be a $5, $10. It doesn't have to be a large, just name the lowest one, and you just type the name of the team you want to move forward. You want Iowa to move on to the round of 32? Iowa. You want Clemson to move on to the round of 32? Clemson. Yeah, no regular votes. This is going to be a super chat vote. And if for whatever reason nobody decides to super chat a team on, I guess I will eliminate both of them, and Memphis will move on. They'll actually be able to skip all the way to what is that? Sweet 16 already? I think. Why am I not? Oh, wait, I had the wrong thing. Yeah, Memphis would move on to the Sweet 16 without even being needed to vote on. So if Iowa or Clemson, neither one of them gets a super chat, then they will be eliminated, and Memphis will move on to the Sweet 16 by default. So I will leave it up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do, that's what we'll do. It looks like Joey's breaking the tie. What's your vote, Joey? Everybody is on pins and needles. What is your vote? Official vote. You've already done the super chat. Now I just need to see the name. Iowa. It is. Oh. That was a good teaser, Joey. I'm not gonna lie, because if you scream up, if you scroll up, he does say Clemson's logo is pretty good. So I thought he was gonna go Clemson, but he fooled me. Iowa moves on. The Big Ten wins another battle. So we're gonna have the matchup of Memphis and Iowa. And to be honest with you, whoever won that matchup, I was gonna take the winner. So yeah, I'm gonna take Iowa over Memphis. I think it's a great logo. It sucks that Iowa and Clemson had to meet so early. I mean, that proves in the voting they were deadlocked, 7 votes to 7 votes. That is, that's crazy, especially in the second round. Maybe in the first round where seating is a little wonky, but those are 2 great logos. So, well done, guys. I think that was a good show. What do y'all think? That felt like one of my better shows. I really enjoyed that. We covered everything we wanted to cover. Y'all were amazing as usual, of course. So, yeah. Anyways, y'all have a good night. I want to jump off here. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the super chats. We're still growing. We're growing. Oh, by the way, guys, go check out the morning show, Uncle Lou's morning show from this morning. I was on there. We had a pretty good time. I think we talked about everything but college football. But we talked everything. I was on the Uncle Lou show this morning for 2 solid hours. And I think we barely talked about college football. That's how much fun me and Uncle Lou had this morning. It was, I think me and him are going to do more live shows, because that live show was probably the most fun I've ever had on a live show, like ever. So, y'all make sure to go check out Uncle Lou's morning show from this morning. I I'm on at about the 15 or 20 minute mark, something like that. It was awesome. The Panther Den says, I've been summoned here. I'm guessing Talk Is Pit summoned you here. He's trying to even the odds. I'm not really trying to take Talk Is Pit's side, but he has been fighting an uphill battle. I think he's the only Pit subscriber over here, so yeah, he does need a fellow Pit subscriber. Yeah, he could use your support from time to time because he gets ganged up on. I got more West Virginia subscribers over here. But to be honest with you, me and Talk Is Pit, we actually get along. We talk crap, of course, but we have a bet. We're both going to go to the Backyard Brawl together in 22 and 23. And when West Virginia wins, he's going to have to sing Country Roads. If by some crazy miracle Pitt is able to pull one out of his rear end, out of their rear end, I think I'm singing the Alma Mater or the fight song or something, possibly Sweet Caroline. I don't know. Whatever it is y'all sing over there at Pitt, I will sing. I will learn the words. We'll see. The Panther Den said, "That's why I'm here. There are more of us coming, I promise." I'm all for it. Y'all, there's a couple of Pitt Facebook groups that have allowed me to be on there. I try not to talk trash about Pitt. I really don't. Try to be, right down the line. They've allowed me to post a few of my videos. What's the word? A hoopy. That's what I get called a lot. A hoopy. I looked up the meaning. I can't remember what the actual meaning of that word is, but it means like hillbilly that don't know how to do anything or something like that. Yeah, I was like, hoopy, what? Because I've never heard that word before. But yeah, that's the word that I get called whenever I post a video over there. It's pretty funny. I'm cool with it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, okay? That's all I ask. Just hit the subscribe button and then lay on the trash talk. I'm good with it. You can ask Talk Is Pit. Me and him go at it a lot. I try not to get personal or anything like that. I'm not trying to actually make somebody legitimately mad. Wow, really? The Panther Den says, I've never heard that word and I'm 57. That's the word they use over there. I've never heard the word, but that hoopy, yeah, that's the word that I was thinking. Hoopy, are they calling me hippie? I didn't, but it's a real word. I looked it up in the dictionary. It means like some type of dumb hillbilly Appalachian type of person, something like that. It's a real word. So, yeah, I learned something on a Pit group. I did. I learned something on a Pit group. I can honestly say that. So yeah, hit the subscribe button and bring on the trash talk. I can take it, I promise. But it's kind of getting late, guys. Gonna jump off here. So if you're new to this channel, I know you are, Panther Den. Live shows Mondays and Fridays at 9 p.m. You kind of caught me on the tail end of the show. If you want to come on and lay some trash talk, join forces with Talk Is Pit, I'm fine with it. No problem. I'm a good sport. And maybe we can work something out to where you can come and hang out with us too. I might bring my brother. That way there'll be 2 Pitt fans and 2 West Virginia fans just kind of hanging out, watching a backyard brawl together, and taking it serious, yes, but at the same time, it's a real rivalry. I've done a video on this. I've seen everything thrown at the backyard brawl game. I'm serious. I've seen batteries thrown, of course, food, alcohol, hats, pennies. I've seen pennies thrown. It's It can get crazy, so we'll have to strategize where we're going to sit. I don't want to be in the firing line of any pennies or batteries. I ain't down with that. So we'll have to strategize and see about that. But yeah, so yeah, come back for my live on Monday at 9 p.m. Catch me when it starts, and we'll see how it goes. Lay some trash talk, see what you got. All right, guys, y'all have a good night. I'm gonna get off here. Get some sleep. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, so we got a big day in store tomorrow. So appreciate y'all stopping by. Thank you, Ray Finkelsaus, for the super chat, and thank you, Joey Foster, for the super chat. I appreciate y'all supporting the channel. Going to get off here, I promise. Come back see me Monday, 9 p.m. Y'all have a good night and a good weekend. Good weather here in South Carolina, so I wish everybody that's watching right now good weather.